Very good idea. Thanks to you both. Good evening and welcome to the show, which will start with Adelaide's rodent invasion. Pest experts are warning that in coming months we can expect rats and mice to swarm into our homes and in rural communities in plague numbers not seen since 1993. Now, there are many methods out there to protect yourself and your possessions, but there's one surefire solution that's probably the best trap ever invented. Yet, as Frank Pangallo discovered, it's been given the cold shoulder by bureaucrats.
They're going to invade your homes. They're doing it now.
Rodents have long been the bane of humans. It probably explains our never-ending fascination with them as objects of humour and entertainment.
Drop him right now!
Spit him right out. We do not eat family members.
Other than ourselves, right, rats and mice are the second most successful mammal in the world.
But never underestimate them, warns Adelaide mousetrap inventor Gary McMahon.
They're not nice, cuddly pets. They're death-threatening animals as far as human beings are concerned.
A mouse can get through a hole the size of your little pinky. A rat can get through a hole the size of your thumb.
Pest exterminator Neil Raw says mice and rat numbers are now in plague proportions.
They can chew through any timber, any electrical cables. They can start fires in your roof. Their faeces and their urine can start to smell through the house as well as up in the roof.
But the bad news is it's going to get worse once the weather warms up.
It's just the perfect time.
The perfect storm for a mouse or a rat plague.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're expecting one this year?
We are probably the biggest in 15 years we've had.
Rodents also spread deadly viruses and disease.
Hantavirus is actually carried within the faeces of rats and mice, and when disturbed it becomes airborne and it's actually breathed in through our lungs. If not treated, it is potentially death-threatening for a human being.
Mice are now also raiding and ravaging farmland.
This is what I call a mouse village. You've got about 6 or 7 holes where there would be 15 to 20 mice living in here right at the minute, and they'll pop out later on and go for a little forage and have a feed, and it's usually on my crop.
These crop circles on Mark Schilling's York Peninsula property aren't caused by UFOs, but the voracious appetites of marauding mice, which have taken out 10% of his cereal crops.
How can you stop them?
Well, the way is baiting, and unfortunately we haven't been having access to the bait as readily as what it should have been. You know, we've known about this problem for 12 months, and now, you know, it's too little too late.
And quite expensive too. Mouse Off is the brand of choice. It costs farmers $10 a hectare. In Mark's case, just one application would set him back $30,000, but he'll need to do many more.
Time is everything, getting it on time, and when you've got to come back and bait paddocks, you know, at 10 o'clock at night when you've been up since 5 and you're out there baiting mice, it's just a pain in the butt.
However, the bait is in short supply. What's making farmers like Mark Schilling angry is that bureaucrats in Canberra are refusing to allow them to mix their own using the poison zinc phosphide, a move which would save them a fortune.
The thing that we don't understand is farmers use a lot of S7 chemicals and use them safely. We're ChemCert accredited to be able to use them.
West Coast farmer Michael Schaefer is chair of the Mouse Working Party, which was set up to help farmers fight the plague. Instead, it's run to brick walls from the Pesticides and Veterinary Medicines Authority.
Regulators like the APVMA that are causing greater problems with food security because they're making it more and more difficult for producers to grow food.
For us city slickers, though, there's no shortage of contraptions and concoctions to snare and snuff out those rascally rodents.
Here we have our old favourite right there, the finger breaker.
Still effective though.
Still effective. One of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen right there is a glue board. So all you hear all night long is something jumping up and down right there trying to get the sticky glue board off its foot. The big black box, which we see a lot of right there outside of factories, right there in warehouses and eateries. We have this product over here right there that when the rat or mice sticks his head in it, there's an elastic bands released and they're choked.
Choked?
Choked.
What, it's like a noose?
A noose. Pellets, and then we have our bait blocks.
They all have their limitations, so Gary McMahon and two partners came up with the greatest mousetrap ever invented, but yet to see the light of day.
Now Frank, this is the key, which is screwed onto the end of any paint pole that can be purchased from any hardware store. The key itself just simply inserts into the base unit and undoes.
And there's the bait.
And there's the bait. The bait can be easily accessed, right there, checked, replaced if need be, and then inserted back in the hole.
BaitSafe cannot get government funding because bureaucrats ruled it was, would you believe, too low tech, while ABC TV's Inventor Show rejected it because it harmed animals.
Gary's system is the best system I've ever seen in the 30 years I've been doing pest control. This particular system will revolutionise commercial pest control in the world, not just Australia.
It can fit into walls, ceilings, subfloors, lean-tos. There's no need to remove roof iron or roof tiles. And it's lockable, it's totally safe. Without the key, there's no way that anybody can access those baits.
Even the world's biggest pest control companies didn't want to know when Gary and Neil Raw showed them his patented system at a global convention.
All of them, I think, are just too scared to take up the product because they didn't think of it.
That's it.
That's it.
They want to pinch it, don't they?
They want to pinch it.
Gary's undeterred and is convinced he and his partners are sitting on a gold mine.
Would they be expensive if they went onto the market?
No, they'll be less than $40. And they'll last a lifetime.
In the meantime, Neil Raw is urging households to ready themselves for a rodent rampage.
Get yourself a qualified pest control company to come in and do the job for you. Don't try and do it yourself.